The unexpected inheritance. Alex Thompson was an ordinary man living in a small town on Earth. He worked at a local grocery store and spent his weekends playing video games with friends. Life was simple and routine, and Alex was content, but he often felt that something was missing. He longed for adventure, something beyond the usual daily grind. One rainy afternoon, while Alex was at home, he received an unexpected message. It was from Zorak, his alien friend from the planet Varanthia. Zorak had come to Earth a few years ago on a diplomatic mission. The two had quickly formed a bond, spending hours discussing their vastly different worlds. Zorak was a tall being with shimmering blue skin and large, expressive eyes. He had shared stories of his home, full of strange creatures and breathtaking landscapes. As Alex read the message, his heart sank. Zorak had passed away in a tragic accident on his home planet. The news hit Alex hard. He had lost a friend who had shown him a glimpse of the universe beyond Earth. Just as he was grappling with his grief, another message arrived. It was from Zorak's family, and it changed everything. The message explained that, according to Varanthian customs, Alex had inherited Zorak's wealth and property. This included a vast fortune amassed from Zorak's work as a diplomat, as well as his stunning alien wife, Lyra. Alex's mind raced. How could he inherit anything from an alien friend? And what would he do with an alien wife? Days passed, and Alex could hardly believe what had happened. He kept replaying the message in his mind, trying to understand it all. The idea of wealth was overwhelming, but the thought of being responsible for Lyra filled him with dread. He knew nothing about taking care of someone, especially someone from another planet. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, snapping him out of his thoughts. He opened the door to find a tall figure standing before him. It was Lyra, Zorak's wife. She had shimmering skin like Zorak, but her features were softer, more graceful. Her eyes were large and bright, filled with a mixture of sadness and determination. "Hello, Alex," Lyra said softly, her voice melodic and calming. "I have come to discuss Zorak's wishes." Alex felt a wave of nervousness wash over him. Hi. Please come in," he said, stepping aside to let her enter. The moment she crossed the threshold, he felt an odd mix of awe and responsibility. Here was Zorak's wife, standing in his home, looking to him for guidance. Lyra took a seat on the couch, her presence filling the room. "Zorak spoke highly of you," she said, her voice steady. "He considered you a close friend. When he passed, he wanted me to be with someone who could understand me, someone who could help me adjust to life here on Earth." Alex blinked in surprise. I don't know anything about alien life. How can I help you?" Lyra smiled gently. "You do not need to know everything. Zorak chose you because he believed you would be kind and supportive. That is all I need." Alex felt a strange warmth in his chest. "But this is so sudden. I don't even know where to start." "We will learn together," Lyra said, her confidence shining through. "I need a friend, and you need an adventure. We can help each other." As they talked, Alex began to relax. Lyra shared stories about her life on Varanthia, describing vibrant landscapes and fascinating customs. Alex listened intently, feeling the weight of Zorak's legacy pressing on his shoulders. He wanted to honor his friend and help Lyra adjust to her new life. "What do you want to do now?" Lyra asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I guess I need to learn more about your culture," Alex replied. "Maybe we can find ways to blend our lives together." Lyra nodded, a smile breaking across her face. "That would be wonderful. I want to experience Earth and share my world with you." From that moment, a partnership began to form. They made plans to explore the city together, blending Earth's simple pleasures with the wonders of Varanthian culture. Alex realized that this was not just an inheritance. It was a chance for a new life filled with adventure and discovery. As the days turned into weeks, Alex and Lyra spent more time together. They visited parks, tried new foods, and explored the city's vibrant nightlife. Lyra brought her unique perspective to every experience, and Alex found himself laughing more than he had in years. He was falling for her, though he hesitated to admit it. Could he truly love someone so different from him? Despite their growing bond, challenges loomed ahead. Alex had to manage Zorek's estate and figure out how to navigate the complexities of Lyra's presence on Earth. The wealth he inherited brought attention, and some of Zorek's enemies from Ferenthia were unhappy with the arrangement. Rumors spread about the human who inherited the alien's fortune, and Alex knew he had to be cautious. Still, the prospect of facing these challenges together excited Alex. He was ready to embrace the adventure that awaited him. With Lyra by his side, he felt a sense of purpose and belonging he had never experienced before. As they looked out at the stars one evening, Alex whispered, "I think we're just getting started." Lyra smiled back, her eyes shining like the cosmos above them. They both knew that their journey had only begun, and together they would face whatever came their way. Arrival of Lyra. After a few weeks, life for Alex Thompson began to change dramatically. Adjusting to his new role as the caretaker of Zorek's wealth and Lyra's husband was no easy task, but he was determined to make it work. Lyra had settled into his home, bringing a fresh energy that filled the house with warmth. One bright morning, as sunlight streamed through the windows, Alex woke up with a sense of purpose. Today was the day he and Lyra would explore the nearby city. They had planned to visit a popular park, where humans and their pets often gathered, and Lyra was eager to experience the sights and sounds of Earth. When Alex entered the living room, he was greeted by the sight of Lyra preparing breakfast. Her long, shimmering hair fell gracefully over her shoulders, and she was dressed in a simple yet elegant outfit that seemed to flow like liquid light. Lyra's blue skin sparkled in the morning sun, a reminder of her extraordinary heritage. "Good morning, Alex," Lyra said cheerfully. "I made us some pancakes. They smell delicious." Alex smiled, taken aback by how at home Lyra had made herself. "You didn't have to do that. But thank you. They look amazing." He sat down at the table, feeling grateful for her efforts. As they enjoyed their breakfast, Lyra spoke about her plans for the day. "I want to see the trees and the people. Your world is so different from mine. I have seen pictures, but experiencing it is another thing entirely." "I think you'll love the park," Alex replied. "It's full of life. Families, dogs, and kids playing. There's always something happening." After breakfast, they got ready and set out. The drive to the park was filled with laughter and conversation. Lyra was fascinated by everything: the tall buildings, the cars zipping by, and the strange sounds of Earth. Alex pointed out interesting sights along the way, feeling proud to show her his world. When they arrived at the park, Lyra's eyes widened with wonder. The lush green grass stretched for miles, dotted with colorful flowers and families enjoying the day. Children ran and played, their laughter ringing through the air like music. Lyra looked around, taking it all in with a smile that lit up her face. "Is this how humans spend their days?" she asked, her voice full of excitement. "Pretty much. It's a great way to relax," Alex replied. "Let's take a walk and see what we can find." As they strolled through the park, Alex pointed out various activities: people playing frisbee, dogs chasing balls, and couples enjoying picnics. Lyra observed everything with keen interest, asking questions about each scene. "What is that game with the flying disc?" she asked, watching a group of friends throwing a frisbee back and forth. "Frisbee. It's a popular game here. It's simple. Just throw the disc to your friend and catch it," Alex explained. Lyra's face lit up with enthusiasm. "Can we try?" "Absolutely." Alex chuckled, pleased at her eagerness. He found a frisbee at a nearby picnic area and showed her how to throw it. Lyra struggled at first, her throws going wide, but soon she began to catch on. The laughter between them grew, filling the park with joy. As they played, Alex noticed how free and happy Lyra seemed. She had shed some of her initial uncertainty, and he found himself drawn to her energy. In that moment, he realized that he was not just helping her adjust to Earth. She was helping him discover the joy of life outside of his routine. After an hour of fun, they settled on a bench to rest. Lyra looked radiant, her blue skin glowing in the afternoon sun. "Thank you for today, Alex. I feel so alive." "I'm glad you're enjoying it," he replied, a warmth spreading in his chest. "You deserve to experience everything this world has to offer." Just then, an older couple walked by, holding hands. Lyra's eyes sparkled with curiosity. Do all humans find their mates like that? Alex paused, unsure how to answer. Well, many people do. It's common to find someone you connect with and spend your life together. Lyra's expression changed, a hint of longing in her gaze. What if they don't find them? That happens too, he said, trying to ease her concerns. But there's always hope. Some people find love when they least expect it. Lyra smiled softly. Zorak and I were meant to be. But I feel it with you too. There is a connection I cannot explain. Alex felt his heart race. He had been hesitant to admit his growing feelings for Lyra, but her words made him rethink everything. I feel it too, Lyra. You're unlike anyone I've ever known. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the park, they both sat in a comfortable silence. In that moment, Alex knew that their bond was only beginning to deepen. He was grateful for Zorak's legacy, which had brought them together. Yet, amidst the joy, a shadow loomed over their happiness. News of Zorak's death and Alex's inheritance had spread beyond Earth, and not everyone welcomed the idea of a human being tied to a Verinthian. As they returned home, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that challenges lay ahead. He felt a sense of duty to protect Lyra and honor Zorak's memory. But for now, he pushed those thoughts aside. Today was about joy, laughter, and the beauty of their blossoming friendship. As they arrived home, Alex took Lyra's hand, feeling a sense of warmth that promised a new beginning. Unwelcome visitors. The days turned into weeks, and Alex Thompson and Lyra settled into a comfortable routine. They explored more of Earth together, from bustling markets to quiet cafes. With every adventure, their bond grew stronger. Lyra was adapting well to human life, but deep down, Alex sensed an undercurrent of tension in the air. One afternoon, as they returned home from another enjoyable outing, Alex noticed an unfamiliar vehicle parked outside his house. It was sleek and dark, with strange markings that didn't look like any car he had seen before. He felt a chill run down his spine. "Who do you think it is?" Lyra asked, tilting her head in curiosity. "I'm not sure," Alex replied cautiously, "but I have a feeling it might be trouble." They stepped inside, and Alex locked the door behind them. As they settled down in the living room, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Just then, a loud knock echoed through the house, making both of them jump. "Alex, open up. We know you're in there," a gruff voice called from outside. Alex exchanged worried glances with Lyra. "Who are they?" she asked, her eyes wide. "I don't know, but it sounds serious," he replied, his heart racing. Alex approached the door cautiously. "Who is it?" he called out, trying to sound brave. "We're friends of Zorak," the voice replied. "We need to talk to you. It's urgent." Alex hesitated but felt a strange pull to hear them out. "Okay, just a moment," he said, unlocking the door and slowly opening it. Standing there were two tall beings, dressed in dark uniforms that accentuated their muscular frames. Their skin was a deep shade of green, and their eyes glowed with a fierce intensity. They looked like they meant business. "Who are you?" Alex demanded, trying to assert himself despite his fear. "We're members of the Verinthian Council," one of them said, stepping forward. "I'm Krav, and this is Rena. We have come to discuss your inheritance." Lyra stepped behind Alex, sensing the tension in the air. "What do you want with him?" she asked defensively. Krav narrowed his eyes. "It's not just about Alex. It's about your safety, Lyra. You're a target now. A target? Why? Alex asked, confusion washing over him. Reyna spoke up, her voice calm but firm. When Zorak passed, he left behind not only wealth, but also powerful enemies. Some factions believe that inheriting his fortune gives you access to his influence and power. They may want to take that from you, by force, if necessary. Alex felt his stomach drop. So you're saying we're in danger? Yes, Krav confirmed. You need protection. We can help, but you must come with us for your safety. Lyra looked at Alex, her expression filled with concern. Do you trust them? She asked softly. Alex paused, weighing his options. He knew he couldn't ignore the threat they faced, but leaving his home felt like giving in. Can't you just provide security for us here? He asked. Reyna shook her head. It's not safe. We can only ensure your protection if you come with us to the Varenthian embassy. They have the resources and knowledge to keep you safe. Alex took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart. I need to think about this. Can you give us some time? Krav crossed his arms, looking impatient. We don't have much time, Alex. The sooner you agree, the better your chances are of staying safe. Alex felt the weight of the situation pressing down on him. He glanced at Lyra, whose eyes were filled with concern and fear. What do you think? He asked. I don't want to leave our home, but if it's dangerous. Lyra trailed off, her voice shaky. I know, Alex replied, his heart heavy. I want to protect you, but I also don't want to run away from our life here. Krav interrupted. This isn't just about you. There are forces at play that you don't understand. Trust us. We are your best chance at survival. After a long moment, Alex nodded slowly. Okay, we'll come with you. Good choice, Krav said, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Gather your things. We need to leave quickly. Alex felt a mix of dread and determination as he and Lyra packed their belongings. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were stepping into the unknown, but he had to keep Lyra safe, no matter what. As they finished packing, Alex glanced out the window. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm glow across the street. It felt surreal that just hours ago, they were laughing and exploring the world together. Now they were preparing to leave it behind. Once they were ready, Krav and Reyna led them to the waiting vehicle. Alex glanced back at his house one last time, feeling a pang of sadness. This place had become a sanctuary for him and Lyra, and leaving felt like abandoning it. As they drove away, Alex felt a sense of uncertainty wash over him. The Varenthian Council had promised safety, but he couldn't help but wonder what lay ahead. He held Lyra's hand tightly, vowing to protect her and find a way back to the life they had built together. New world awaits. As the vehicle sped away from Alex's home, he glanced at Lyra, who sat beside him, her eyes wide with curiosity and a hint of fear. They were being whisked away to the Varenthian embassy, a place Alex had only heard about in tales from Zorak. He had no idea what to expect, and the thought both excited and terrified him. After a short drive through the bustling city, the sleek vehicle slowed and came to a halt in front of an imposing building. It was unlike anything Alex had ever seen before. Tall, shimmering walls reflected the sunlight, and intricate patterns danced along its surface, giving it an otherworldly appearance. The entrance was flanked by two statues that looked like guardians, watching over the place. Welcome to the Varenthian embassy, Krav announced as he stepped out of the vehicle. Alex and Lyra followed suit, feeling the cool breeze brush against their skin. As they entered the building, Alex felt a wave of awe wash over him. The interior was filled with soft lights and flowing designs that seemed to pulsate with energy. There were beings of various species moving about, some resembling Zorak with their vibrant skin tones, and others completely alien in appearance. It felt like a blend of cultures from across the galaxy. Reyna led them through a long corridor adorned with paintings of historical events that Alex could only guess were significant to the Varenthian people. The walls vibrated slightly, as if the building itself was alive. "Stay close," Rena said, glancing back at them. "It's easy to get lost in here." They arrived at a large chamber filled with various alien technologies and a massive holographic display in the center. Alex marveled at the array of devices that looked both familiar and completely foreign. "We need to brief you on the situation," Krov said as they entered the room. "There are factions that want to take Zorak's fortune from you, and they won't stop until they succeed. We need to be prepared for anything." Lyra frowned. "What kind of factions are we dealing with?" "Rival clans and criminals who believe that inheriting Zorak's wealth gives you power," Rena explained. "They won't hesitate to use force to achieve their goals. We are here to ensure your safety and prepare you for what lies ahead." As they spoke, a tall alien with shimmering blue skin approached them. He had a commanding presence, and his eyes glowed with intelligence. "I am Ambassador Vorin," he said, extending a hand towards Alex. "Welcome to our home, Earthling." Alex shook his hand, trying to conceal this surprise. "Thank you, Ambassador. I appreciate your help. We will do everything in our power to protect you and Lyra," Vorin said, looking at her with a hint of respect. "Your bond with Zorak has granted you an unusual position in our world. We want to make sure you can navigate it safely. What do we need to do?" Alex asked, eager to understand their next steps. Vorin gestured towards the holographic display, which suddenly lit up, revealing a complex map of the galaxy with various markers flashing in red. "These represent the factions looking for you. We have intelligence that they are planning to attack soon." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "Attack? What should we do?" "We must train you for self-defense and give you the tools to protect yourself," Vorin explained. "You are not alone in this. We will equip you with advanced technology and teach you how to use it. We need you to be ready for anything." Lyra looked at Alex, her eyes filled with determination. "We can handle this together, right?" "Absolutely," Alex replied, feeling a surge of confidence from her words. "We'll face whatever comes our way." Vorin nodded approvingly. "Good. We start with basic training immediately. The more prepared you are, the better your chances of survival. The embassy has facilities for combat training and technology usage. I will assign instructors to you." As they began to discuss the training program, Alex couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. He was stepping into a world of danger and uncertainty, but he was determined to protect Lyra and honor Zorak's legacy. Later that evening, they were shown to their quarters within the embassy. The room was luxurious, filled with soft lights and comfortable furnishings. Lyra explored, her face lighting up with wonder. "Look at this," she exclaimed, pointing at a large window that overlooked a breathtaking view of the stars. "It's so beautiful." Alex smiled, feeling a sense of hope. "It really is. We might be in a tough situation, but we're in this together. We'll find a way to navigate this new world." As night fell, Alex sat on the edge of the bed, deep in thought. They were far from home, thrust into a dangerous game of politics and power. But with Lyra by his side, and the support of the Varinthian Council, he felt a flicker of hope. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their journey was just beginning, and he was determined to keep Lyra safe, no matter the cost. Training begins. The next morning, Alex and Lyra awoke to the sound of soft chimes echoing through their quarters. The room was flooded with gentle light, illuminating the luxurious surroundings. Alex stretched, feeling both excited and anxious about the day ahead. Today marked the start of their training, and he couldn't shake the feeling that it would be a turning point in their journey. After breakfast, they made their way to the training facilities of the Varinthian embassy. The building was vast, with rooms dedicated to various types of training: combat, technology use, and even strategy. As they entered the main training area, they were greeted by a diverse group of instructors, each representing different alien species, all with unique abilities and skills. "Welcome." Alex and Lyra, a tall, muscular Varanthian, greeted them. His skin was a deep shade of green, and his voice resonated with authority. "I am General Raxer, your combat instructor. We have much to do, so let's get started." Lyra stepped forward, her eyes sparkling with determination. "What kind of combat training will we learn?" Raxer smiled, a glint of excitement in his eyes. "We will cover a variety of techniques, from hand-to-hand combat to the use of advanced weaponry. You will need to be prepared for any threat that comes your way." Alex felt a rush of adrenaline. "Let's do it." The training began with basic hand-to-hand techniques. Raxer demonstrated several moves, showing them how to defend against various attacks. Alex and Lyra practiced, their bodies moving in sync as they learned to block and strike. At first, they struggled, but with each attempt, they grew stronger and more confident. "Good. Now add your own style," Raxer encouraged. "Combat is as much about adaptability as it is about technique." As they trained, Alex found himself reflecting on the lessons Zorak had taught him. Each punch and kick reminded him of his friend's strength and wisdom. He fought not just for himself, but for Zorak's legacy and Lyra's safety. After a few hours of intense training, they took a break. Breathing heavily, they sat on the edge of a training mat, sipping water. "You're doing amazing," Lyra said, her hair sticking to her forehead. "I can feel us getting stronger." Alex smiled, wiping sweat from his brow. "Thanks. I just hope we're ready for whatever comes next." Their training continued over the next few days. They learned how to use alien weapons, which were unlike anything Alex had seen before. Sleek and compact, the weapons felt foreign in his hands, but he quickly adapted. Lyra proved to be a natural, mastering the use of a small energy pistol with ease. Meanwhile, Alex and Lyra also received training in strategy and diplomacy. Ambassador Vorin took them aside and taught them about the political landscape of the Varanthian system. He explained the factions that sought Zorak's wealth and how to navigate the dangerous waters of intergalactic politics. "You must understand that power does not only come from strength," Vorin said, gesturing to the holographic display. "It often lies in negotiation and alliances. You may have to make deals or form partnerships to ensure your safety." Alex listened intently, absorbing every piece of advice. "What if we can't trust anyone?" "Trust is a delicate matter," Vorin replied, his voice steady. "Always be cautious, but also be willing to extend a hand. Sometimes, unexpected allies can emerge from the most unlikely places." As they trained, their bond deepened. They shared laughter, frustrations, and victories, building a friendship that felt unbreakable. Lyra's resilience inspired Alex, and he admired her determination. She pushed herself to excel, refusing to be seen as weak. One afternoon, after a particularly grueling training session, they gathered in the common area with their instructors. Raxer announced that they would face a final assessment soon, a test to gauge their readiness for the challenges ahead. "You will face a simulated scenario where you must work together to overcome an attack," he explained. "It will test your combat skills, strategy, and ability to adapt." Alex's heart raced at the thought. "When will this assessment take place?" "In 2 days," Raxer replied. "Prepare yourselves. This is not just about skills. It's about your ability to work as a team." That night, as they settled into their quarters, Alex felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. "Do you think we're ready for this assessment?" he asked Lyra. She smiled, her eyes shining with confidence. "We've trained hard, and we'll face it together. No matter what happens, we'll support each other." Alex nodded, feeling reassured by her words. He was ready to face whatever came their way, as long as Lyra was by his side. The world around them was filled with danger, but together, they could conquer anything. As they drifted off to sleep, Alex dreamed of Zorak, wondering what his friend would say if he could see them now. He felt a surge of determination and hope. They were not just fighting for themselves. They were fighting for a future that Zorak had envisioned for them both. The assessment. The day of the assessment arrived, and the atmosphere in the training facility buzzed with tension. Alex and Lyra stood in the main hall, surrounded by instructors and fellow trainees. The anticipation hung heavy in the air as Raxer addressed the group. "Today, you will face a simulated attack scenario," he began, his voice booming. "You must rely on your training and your partner. This will test your combat skills, teamwork, and strategic thinking. Failure is not an option." Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. He glanced at Lyra, who stood beside him, her face a mix of determination and excitement. "We've got this," she said softly, squeezing his hand. The group was divided into pairs for the assessment. Alex and Lyra were assigned a simulated enemy force that was supposed to represent a band of pirates attacking a Varinthian outpost. The stakes were high, and the pressure weighed heavily on them. They entered the simulation room, which transformed into a bustling outpost. Holographic displays projected the scene around them, immersing them in a world filled with alien structures and bustling activity. Suddenly, alarms blared, and the once peaceful outpost erupted into chaos. "Attackers on the perimeter," shouted a voice over the intercom. "Defend the outpost at all costs." "Let's move," Alex yelled, adrenaline coursing through his veins. He and Lyra raced towards the nearest barricade, their training kicking in as they took cover. The holographic pirates, armed with various alien weapons, charged toward them, shouting in a language Alex couldn't understand. "Focus on the left flank," Lyra shouted, aiming her energy pistol. "I'll cover you." Alex nodded, peeking out from behind the barricade. He saw 3 pirates advancing, their weapons ready. He took a deep breath, recalling the techniques Raxer had taught them. With a burst of courage, he sprang into action. "Here goes nothing," he yelled as he rushed forward, dodging incoming fire. He felt the energy bolts whiz past him, narrowly missing. He threw himself behind a crate, crouching low as he aimed his weapon. He fired back at the attackers, hitting one squarely in the chest. The hologram flickered and disappeared. "Good shot," Lyra cheered, her voice filled with encouragement. She continued to fire at the remaining pirates, expertly taking them down one by one. Together, they fought in sync, their movements fluid and coordinated. As the battle raged on, Alex found himself strategizing on the fly. He noticed that the pirates were working in pairs, trying to flank them from both sides. "We need to split them up," he shouted. "You take the right, and I'll draw their attention." Lyra nodded, her eyes focused. "On 3 then. 1, 2, 3. They executed their plan flawlessly. Lyra moved to the right, firing at the pirates while Alex drew their attention. He sprinted toward the center of the outpost, taunting the remaining pirates to follow him. As they chased him, he quickly darted behind a pile of debris. The distraction worked, and Lyra took down 2 more pirates while they were distracted. "We're doing it," she called out, her face alight with excitement. Just then, a new wave of holographic pirates appeared from behind the outpost, attacking from all directions. "Alex, we need to regroup," Lyra shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. They dashed toward a central building, hoping to find better cover. Inside, they quickly scanned the area for options. "What now?" Alex panted, catching his breath. "We need to create a diversion," Lyra suggested, pointing to a series of crates stacked against the wall. "If we knock those over, it will block their path and give us time to take them out." "Great idea," Alex replied. Together, they pushed the crates, causing them to tumble and create a barrier. The holographic pirates hesitated, giving Alex and Lyra the chance they needed. They climbed up to a vantage point, taking their positions to get a clear shot. As the pirates regrouped, Alex aimed carefully. "Now," he shouted, and they opened fire, hitting multiple targets. The room filled with bright flashes of energy as they worked in perfect harmony, their teamwork shining through. Finally, after a fierce battle, the holographic pirates fell silent, one by one. The simulation came to an end, and the room returned to its normal state. The alarms stopped blaring, and a voice echoed through the speakers. Assessment complete. Alex and Lyra, you have successfully defended the outpost. Breathing heavily, they exchanged triumphant smiles. We did it, Lyra exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. Raxer entered the room, a proud look on his face. Excellent work, both of you. Your teamwork and strategy were outstanding. You've shown that you are ready for the challenges ahead. Alex felt a swell of pride. They had trained hard, and it had paid off. Thank you, General. We couldn't have done it without each other. As they left the training facility, Lyra linked her arm with Alex's, her smile radiant. I knew we could do it. I'm so glad we're in this together. Me too, Alex agreed, feeling more connected to her than ever. I think we're ready for whatever comes next. With their training complete and their bond stronger than ever, they stepped into the next phase of their journey, determined to face whatever challenges awaited them. Together, they were unstoppable. The final challenge. After the successful assessment, the excitement in the Varinthian Military Academy buzzed like a live wire. Alex and Lyra felt a newfound confidence as they prepared for the final challenge. The Academy had set up a series of trials to test everything they had learned, and this was their last chance to prove themselves worthy of being part of the elite team assigned to protect Earth and its allies. On the morning of the final challenge, the sun rose high in the sky, casting a warm glow over the training grounds. A crowd of cadets and instructors gathered, their eyes focused on the massive arena. It was a grand structure built specifically for this occasion, equipped with holographic projectors and advanced simulation technology. Alex felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he and Lyra stood at the starting line. Today is the day we show everyone what we're made of, Lyra said, her voice steady. Are you ready? More than ever, Alex replied, determination fueling his spirit. He knew they had come a long way since their first day at the academy. They had faced numerous challenges, and each one had only strengthened their bond. Raxer stepped onto the platform, his presence commanding attention. Welcome, cadets. Today, you will face the ultimate test of your skills. This trial will push you to your limits and see how well you work together under pressure. Remember, your training has prepared you for this moment. As Raxer spoke, Alex's heart raced. He glanced at Lyra, who was breathing deeply, clearly focusing her thoughts. We can do this, he whispered to her, trying to calm both of their nerves. The first phase of the challenge involved a series of physical obstacles designed to test their agility and strength. The course included climbing walls, balance beams, and low crawls through simulated mud. As the signal to begin blared, they dashed into action. Alex and Lyra navigated the obstacles with speed and precision. They encouraged each other through each hurdle, their teamwork shining brightly. When Alex stumbled on a beam, Lyra quickly reached out to steady him. You've got this. Just keep going, she urged, her voice full of encouragement. With her help, he regained his balance and pushed forward. They completed the first phase in record time, and cheers erupted from the crowd. Great job. We're off to a strong start, Lyra exclaimed as they crossed the finish line together. Next, they moved on to the tactical simulation phase. In this round, they would face a simulated enemy force that required quick thinking and strategic planning. The arena transformed into a war zone, complete with holographic explosions and sounds of chaos. Stay sharp. We need to keep our heads clear, Alex reminded Lyra as they moved cautiously through the simulation. They quickly assessed the situation, spotting the holographic enemies approaching from various angles. We can flank them from the left side, Lyra suggested. I'll create a distraction, and you can take them out from behind. Sounds good, Alex agreed. He felt a rush of adrenaline as he and Lyra executed their plan. Lyra drew the enemy's attention by firing shots in the opposite direction, and as they turned to investigate, Alex moved silently behind them, taking them out one by one. The holographic enemies fell quickly, and the two of them worked seamlessly together, anticipating each other's moves. After a fierce battle, they emerged victorious from the tactical simulation, the crowd roaring with approval. With 2 phases complete, they moved on to the final challenge, a test of negotiation and leadership. This phase would require them to resolve a conflict between 2 factions in a simulated Galactic Council meeting. As they entered the council chamber, the atmosphere shifted. 2 holographic leaders, representing rival factions, stood on opposite sides of the table, glaring at each other. Alex and Lyra took their seats, the weight of responsibility settling on their shoulders. "We need to find common ground," Alex said, glancing at Lyra. "Let's hear both sides and then propose a solution." Lyra nodded, her expression serious. "Right. We can't let emotions take over. We have to show them that collaboration is the key." They listened carefully as the factions argued passionately. Each side presented valid points, but tension filled the air. Alex felt the pressure mounting as he realized the importance of their words. They had to convince the factions to put aside their differences for the greater good. "Both of you have strong reasons for your positions," Alex began, speaking confidently. "But fighting will only lead to more destruction. What if we propose a partnership? Together, you can create a more powerful alliance." Lyra added, "You both want to protect your people. By working together, you can find solutions that benefit everyone. Let's focus on the future, not the past." The holographic leaders paused, considering their words. Slowly, the tension began to dissipate, and a dialogue formed. They discussed terms, and to Alex and Lyra's relief, they eventually reached a compromise. As the simulation concluded, the room erupted into applause. The judges announced, "Congratulations, Alex and Lyra. You have proven yourselves today through your physical skill, tactical thinking, and diplomatic skills. You are ready for the elite team." Overwhelmed with joy, Alex and Lyra embraced each other. "We did it." They cheered, their hearts soaring with excitement. Raxer approached them, a proud smile on his face. "You two have exceeded my expectations. You have shown that you are not just skilled warriors, but exceptional leaders. Together, you are a formidable team." As the celebration began, Alex and Lyra exchanged glances filled with determination. They knew that their journey was just beginning. They would face new challenges and adventures together, and they were ready for anything that lay ahead. With newfound purpose, they stepped into the future as partners, ready to protect Earth and its allies from whatever threats awaited them in the galaxy.